Hey everyone, welcome to Comic SA. My name is Sean, and today I want to continue with our second episode of Superman. Just like getting to know and understand how Superman works. Um, just a second episode, I guess, to the explanation of Superman. We did our first episode about a year ago, until I went on a long sabbatical. So let's learn about Superman. First thing, we did go over his powers, but I want to sort of expand on that and go through some strength feats that Superman has gone through. I think like one of the coolest things, and we'll start. No, and I've sort of picked like my top five, which is pretty cool. I'm lying, like top four. It's a top four. It's a top four, and so basically, the top four is first thing. Superman is so strong that he's actually once hit a baseball. So during a competition, Superman has hit a baseball. He's basically hit a baseball into space, and aiming for a target on the moon. And a month later, it hit that target on the moon. Second thing of my top four, Superman has once turned coal into diamond using strength and pressure from his hands, just squeezing it together. Top three, Superman has once, and I think it was like out of like anger, he has taken one of the moons of Saturn and split it in half, which is crazy. And obviously number four, this has to be like this has to be on the list. Superman has once moved planets, a chain of planets, like from one dying universe to another, which is obviously like ridiculous. But I think like that gives precedence to next sort of where I wanted this video to sort of go, is like with the strength of Superman's strength varies, and a lot of the times I want everyone to understand Superman is always he's always he's always pulling back punches because he actually can't always let loose, which is very rare. I mean, very few times, like with Darkseid and so on, he will let loose because that's a threat like you have to get rid of. So I think like it gives precedence to understanding like how Superman actually, how his powers and his strength level and the gauge of his strength level has possibly shifted throughout the years. It's gone sort of forward and backwards all at the same time, I think. And I'll start from the beginning, and this has to do from the 1930s, and this is like Golden Age Superman. So, because in Golden Age Superman, I don't think Superman could fly. Superman could leap atop buildings, like 20-story buildings. He could run like faster than a train, and a lot of that was mostly explained, like, and his strength was mostly explained because of the low gravity here on Earth. And I think and that was cool for the time, but obviously I think within the 1950s, that's actually where you see the Silver Age hero. So that's the Silver Age Superman that a lot of powers were like sort of like distinguished and like created there. And it has to do with the whole sci-fi and space like obsession that was going on, I guess, in the time, around, possibly around the world. I would actually say more around the United States of America, but his abilities massively increased. He could actually move fast, and rather than a speeding train, he could actually move faster than the speed of light. And multiple times he could break the time barrier, and he could just move back and forth, like through the past, through the future, or through the timeline, basically. He could X-ray vision. X-ray vision came in through Silver Age Superman. Freeze breath came there, and also the fact that his body was like a battery for the sun. Like, he's regenerative, and the source of his powers coming from the sun, that was definitely like, that was there with Silver Age, and it wasn't there before, which is very cool because a lot of that sort of stuck. I guess around the 1980s there was a bit of a relapse and we kind of went back where Superman, I mean, he's a flying, I think like they sort of described like him being able to fly was like an aura around him, an invisible aura around him that protected him and his suit. That was kind of wonky, but yeah, so that's like modern age Superman, which is not like but yeah, it's kind of weird. And basically, I think he couldn't fly. I think they limited him. He couldn't fly anymore to the as fast as the speed of light anymore. And his origin was that he could actually only fly, I think, in his teens. And when he went up into space, he actually needed oxygen to breathe into space, which I think was a bit capping, but I guess you gotta kind of bring it down. And then, like, through then you're jumping into things had pretty much stayed consistent with Superman until you jumped into like the New 52, where as if you know, after the Flashpoint Flashpoint, a lot of stuff was sort of rebooting with DC, and with the New 52, that's what came. I'm not going to cover anything Rebirth, but I'll get into that why. I'll get into why now. But yeah, with the New 52, Superman is very much a new hero. He's not very accustomed to his powers yet and the limits of them while he's Superman. He's also able to read books and absorb information at super speed. And radiation bursts. Sorry, yes, that's in New 52. Radiation bursts, where you could just radiate and burst like a bunch of energy out from him, which could cause like calamity around him. So yeah, I don't really want to get into anything Rebirth, because what Rebirth did was actually, and I think we're still sort of in that age from Rebirth of still coming up, but I think like Rebirth has really just it's still sort of, it's kept like the old and the new, and a lot of that is not solid enough for me. Let me say that. I think like it was only just the other day I was reading Superman using his freeze breath, which was like the first in Rebirth in my head. Or yeah, I don't know. I think so. And that was with them fighting not the Joker, Batman from the Joker Batman from the Dark Multiverse. So yeah. But I think that's about it. Hope you liked this video, and yeah, cheers. Oh, and let me not end there. And yeah, I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe if you want, and cheers.